All right, so this is lesson 2.1 homework. So the input is the domain. What's the name of a set of output values? Range. Domain is the X, range is the Y. All right, so what we're doing, this isn't even finding the domain and range, this is just how we write it. That's all we're practicing today is how we write it. The page from last night. This one's really good, this little half page. But this one's got a table of examples. And most of these problems on this worksheet are real similar to this. Okay? All right, so first off, number 3, Y is all real numbers. So all real numbers means everything from negative infinity to positive infinity. So in interval notation, and again, that's where this little half sheet comes in handy. Interval notation, we write two numbers separated with a comma, and we write either parentheses or we write brackets. So we write parentheses when it's like less than, greater than, or it's infinity signs. If it's less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, we do brackets. But if we're saying that Y is going to be any number that's out there, that's from negative infinity to positive infinity. And around infinities, we always put parentheses. Inequality notation is writing it like an inequality with those alligator symbols. But in this case, since Y is all real numbers, we would write Y, and then this is kind of our new symbol this year, this kind of E looking thing.
What is that?
What is that? It says, what it says, how you would read that symbol is Y is a member of the set. In real numbers, it's 2 lines, and then you finish off the R. And then new this year is set notation. I don't know if y'all did set notation in Algebra 2. We don't do it in Algebra 1. Put the phone away or it's mine.
He's blind. He really is blind. He really, honestly.
Aww. All right, we do this one with brackets or braces, and we would write Y, because that's what we're defining. Then you'd write a vertical line, and then again, Y is a member of the set of all real numbers. And then another brace is what we call those braces, the curly cues. They don't have to be pretty, they just have to work. If you can't draw those fancy little curly cues, just do your best. All right, so if we say X, X is all real numbers greater than 6. So where's my starting point then? 6. So we're starting at 6. And then where's my end point? Infinity. Now we have to decide, do we do parentheses or do we do brackets? So if it says greater than, we do parentheses. And then infinity always gets a parenthesis. All right, in inequality notation, X is all real numbers greater than 6. So if I write X is greater than 6, that's writing it as an inequality. And then I can
Why is the Y so much more confusing than
it's the exact same process. And then what I can do here is I can define it again that it's all numbers greater than 6. So I can say X is a member of the set of all real numbers. And then in set notation, I write big, so I have to do this in 2 lines. So I would write X and then a vertical line. X is what we're defining. So X is a member of the set of all real numbers. And I'm going to put a comma. And then you just write the inequality that you used, where X is greater than 6. And you end it. Usually you try to write it in 1 line. I write way too big to write it all in 1 line. So set notation kind of puts all the pieces together. All right, number 5. Y is all whole numbers greater than or equal to -5 and less than 8. So what's my starting point? -5. Starting at -5, where am I ending?
8.
8. All right. Greater than or equal to gets a bracket. Less than gets a parenthesis.
Why is it half bracket, half parentheses?
Because if it's greater than or equal to -5, that means my answer can be -5 and then anything above it. But if my answer has to be less than 8, it can be any number all the way up to 8, but it cannot be 8. You have to stop before you get to 8. Okay? And that defines it, that you can use this number as an answer. That parenthesis says 8 cannot be the answer. Okay? So, as an inequality, we would write -5, and that's going to be less than or equal to y. So, symbols like this with the line under it match up with the bracket. And then y has to be less than 8. So inequality symbols without the line match up with the parenthesis. Now this time we've got a new one. It says y is all whole numbers. So y is a member of the set of whole numbers. Which means your answers have to be -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Can't be decimals, can't be fractions. Oh, whole numbers. So it can't even be -5. It's got to start at 0. Because the negatives are integers. So that's kind of a weird one. All right, so set notation. Y, vertical line. This part comes first, defining the set. Y is a member of the set of whole numbers where -5 less than or equal to y less than 8. And then we close it off. I think I'm going to do one more. I'm going to let y'all pick. I got one vote for 8.
Sure, go for it.
8? Okay. X is all real numbers greater than 3 and less than 13. So where am I starting? 3. Where am I ending?
13.
Parentheses or brackets?
Parentheses on both.
Parentheses on both. Greater than, less than. No equal to's in there. Sorry. All right, as an inequality, 3 is less than x is less than 13. And then x is a member of the set of real numbers. What letter do we use to represent a rational number? Rational is a Q. Natural numbers is an N. Integers is a Z. So when you're writing these parts like this, those are the letters you need to use to represent those sets. All right, and then set notation. X is a member of the set of real numbers where 3 is less than x. I did that wrong. Is less than 13. I wrote my answer key out wrong.